Hey guys, this is Bogi again. 10 minutes of unpreparedness with me. Again, I'm back with you. I'm sorry about yesterday. I was really busy. I couldn't get back, but now I'm back. So let's start the timer. Listen, guys, again, I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. First, I want to apologize for that static noise that you're hearing. This is actually, most of the noises that you hear here are from my yet unrevealed secret aquarium that I've been working on. It's true. I know it sounds weird, and it is. That's where this sound comes from, because I'm gonna show it in another video. But basically, I'm cooling it down with a special aquarium fan, because I'm cooling down the temperature. It's too hot. Aquariums, if you haven't heard, are these containers. It looks like a jar. You fill it with water and put fish inside, and it's totally not torture. It's considered very aesthetic and pleasing to the heart by, in the very depth psychology kind of way of relating to the deepest level of your unconscious when you look at the water, where we have all, of course, come from, evolutionary speaking. So let's go back and see. First of all, I want to answer a couple of your questions. I'm not going to talk about the aquarium anymore, because I can do another video just on that, because it's so amazing. But I just want to notice one thing. I didn't answer a few questions from the second video, I realized, and now I'm going to go back to the second video. There's this question from Maria. She says, please tell us your most mind-fucking story that ever happened to you. The one that bugs you so much that almost every night while trying to fall asleep, you remind of it. I remind of it and ask yourself, what the actual fuck happened there, man? God, why me? First of all, that's a way too long of a question. You could have just ended at the most mind-fucking story. You couldn't just said most MMS, and I'll be like, what is this? Oh, it's most mind-fucking story, and I'll just do that. But anyway, so what's my most mind-fucking story? Man, there's so many stories I have, but I don't think they're mind-fucking. Maybe some stories. Okay, I'll give you one story just so you have an answer. A couple of months ago, I was in Peru doing a lot of drugs in the jungle with shamans, and it's totally okay, by the way. Really, it's pretty nice. So in one of the ceremonies when I was doing ayahuasca, I had a vision, and I saw these animals, and specifically I saw two animals in my visions. I saw a snake, and I saw a falcon or a condor, a big bird. And the very next day we went to Machu Picchu, and our guide was telling us about the beliefs of the Inca people and the Native Americans from that region, and basically they have a very interesting kind of mythological system with a lot of gods. But one of the things they believed in was Pachamama. So that's their idea of Mother Nature, and it's represented in a cross. And their Inca cross, if you see, it's like a 3-step cross. It's like 3 steps on each side. So what that represents is like the 3 levels of life that they recognize. So it's the world that we live in, but then there's the world of gods, and then there's the underworld where the dead people go. And each one of those levels is represented by a different animal. And apparently the deepest level, the underworld, is represented by, well, there's some debate in different studies, but this god specifically said by the snake. And the highest level of the god level is represented by the falcon or by the condor or by a big bird. And I saw 2 out of 3 animals. The third one, by the way, was a puma. So I saw 2 out of the 3 animals, and I haven't even heard this story. I didn't read anything about it. No one had ever told me about this, and I saw this, and I took this drug that these people have taken thousands of years ago. And in that environment, in that place, and then I hear these stories, and I'm like, this is just completely mind-blowing. It's a very mind-fucking story. I can go into detail about what I saw and about this, but I don't want to bore you too much. But that was pretty mind-fucking, because I didn't know about it, and then the next day I hear about it, and I'm like, what the fuck did I just how did that get into my mind, right? And then when you read, like I mentioned, Jung, and when you read about the collective unconscious, that kind of provides some explanation. But anyway, so yeah, fuck, man, I wasted 5 minutes already. Yeah, so this was one question I didn't answer from the second video, and then there's some questions from the third video. So those are, first we have, nobody knows says masturbate. Well, listen, man, I do this all day long, and there's no need to do it in front of a camera. It's not gonna take, what am I gonna do in the other 9 minutes? Anyway, Ibo Grant says, at least I'm getting attention. Thanks, Bogi, no worries, man. And then Elitsa Svetuzarova, who, by the way, looks hot. Look at her. I mean, those 5 pixels, they make my heart beat faster. She says, do more of these. You could review more movie trailers or design fails from crappy design on Reddit or something. I've never heard of that, but I can check it out. I think we have enough time. So, movie trailers or design. Okay, I did a movie trailer last time, so I can maybe do a design fail from crappy design. Let me Google that. Crappy design on Reddit. Reddit. Never go on Reddit, man. My internet knowledge and fandom is so lame. All right, crappy design. I open up a Reddit page, crappy design. Review them, okay? First one. Yep, that's Bart. All right. I wouldn't even say that's design. That's crappy design in the sense that that's not even design. But I gotta appreciate the kind of the postmodern take on Bart. Art is art. Art is always different. If you, by the way, if you haven't checked, Sacha Baron Cohen is back, and he's doing a new show. If you're, any comedy nerds out there, you gotta check it out. And there's a character there in the first episode who makes art out of his shit, and basically tricks art people into believing that's legit. So, if that's legit, and this is totally legit, I have nothing bad to say about that. Let's see something else. What do we have here? 1 million San Francisco lot has diagonal support beam that cuts through the middle of the kitchen. So it's there's more stuff in the house, man. I mean, listen, man, maybe this is something that a girl could appreciate or criticize. I just see this and I think, well, that's something I could see myself putting in a house. Like it's support. It's practical. It doesn't have to be like I could put another one so it's an X, and it's even more. It's better supported so that both walls are protected from falling into each other. Like maybe there's a very paranoid person inside, and he's like, well, what if both walls fall on me? So now I put this X in the middle, and then I put a capsule, and I live in that capsule, and I breathe through an oxygen mask like Michael Jackson. And I deposit my sperm into a receptor, and I send it via mail to my girlfriend in Japan, who is a robot, and she just got upgraded. So this is the next one. Ridiculously over-engineered solution to a non-existent problem. How long is this? Okay. That's water, I guess. I don't know what that is. Some sort of filter. What is this? What? What the fuck? What am I looking at? What is this? What is this exactly? Non-existent problem? I don't want to read the comments. I just want to guess what this is. So this guy put something in the water that solves a problem. Maybe turns it into alcohol. Maybe that's the Jesus problem. How do I turn this into white wine? What the fuck just happened? I don't understand this. This is really this will make me to answer, who was it? Maria Dimitrov's question. This is the most mind fucked I've ever been. I don't understand what the fuck happened here, and I move on. Okay, the pub in London with a Comic Sans sign, the Royal. What's bad about that? Comic Sans. First of all, how the fuck do you know it's Comic Sans? Do you measure it? Like, do you write the Royal and then you try to put it on top just to make sure that it's the same font? So what if it's Comic Sans? It's a good font, man. Like, you're meaning to tell me that every single fucking place in the world it's making its own font? Like your grandma selling fucking Banitzel in the corner. She's like, I better not use Arial. I should come up with my own font. Fuck that, man. This is like a first world design problem. What is this? Gotta say, sausage was not my first thought of what this was. We're over, man. Let's do a couple more. Maybe there we have time and we'll see. Gotta say, sausage was not my first thought on what was. Oh, yeah, okay, well, it's a shit. Okay, fuck, fine. You win. Great, you came up with a great comparison for sausage. The two things that a sausage looks like a black guy's dick and shit. Great, congrats. Can you design the soup to look like feminine hygiene packaging? Noodle soup. Yeah, sure. Looks like it. So, it's no problem. The guy says, can you? And they do it. No, I mean, yeah, I mean, come on. It's not that bad. It's good. Frondor of a... two more. Frondor of a middle school. Bear. Going through the bear's vagina. Is that what I'm supposed to look at? Is that the problem? That kids are not supposed to know about bears' vaginas? So a kid will never learn how a bear reproduces? Fucking idiots, man. This fucking safe world we're living in, where it's not cool anymore for a bear to have a vagina. And these guys are almost extinct. This is a polar bear. We should know as much as possible about their reproductive powers. And finally, Europe with a double R. What is this? Yeah, sure. What's missing? You are. This is an ad for immigrants, probably. Maybe somewhere in Syria, people are like, who is missing? You are. Okay, let's go to Europe.